Hello there, everyone. Welcome to my craft room. My name is Dara Walter of Pickled Peppers Creative Cafe at pickledpepperscreative.com. And today is Thursday. Thursday is Crafty Thursday here at Pickled Peppers Creative Cafe in my craft room. And it's the day that I share with you fun products and projects using Stampin' Up! Supplies. So welcome into my craft room. Come on in. How are you this Thursday? This crafty and cold Thursday. Hey, I have said before that I am in Michigan. I live in the capital city of Lansing, and I got quite the surprise this morning. If you're in the Midwest, especially in this area, you probably got a surprise too. Maybe it wasn't a surprise to you, but there was snow on the ground. All right, so in February in Michigan, snow is not an unusual occurrence, but we've had some mild weather and we haven't had a lot of snow. And so I was a little bit surprised by it. So today is a great day to be indoors and creating. Hi there, Beth. Welcome. How are you? Thank you so much for being here. Excited that you are here for playtime. I am so excited to see you. Thank you so much for being here. I guess, let's see, I'm going to chat for just a half second more actually, and we'll go ahead and turn down to the desktop. Hi, Nympha. How are you? Thank you so much for being here. It's Crafty Thursday. So we have something fun. Actually, I think I told you guys last week, we were going to be using the Flight and Airy 12 by 12 designer series paper that's available in the Bration Brochure. So we're true to my word. We're going to be using that tonight. And I gave you a sneak peek maybe a couple weeks or so back of the card that we're going to be making tonight, but I actually showed it to you. We actually are going to make it tonight. So hello. Welcome. Super excited that you're here. Hey, if you are watching live, make sure to chat with me. Let me know in the comments below. I love to chat with you while we're creating. So chat away about whatever you like. It makes my heart happy. And if you're watching the replay, make sure to let me know that as well. I will go back after the live and answer and respond to all of your questions, all of your comments. I just love to talk with you. So, yes, so make sure that you do that. And if you like what we're creating tonight, give a thumbs up. It lets Facebook know that other people might be interested in the content that I share with you. Our crafty playtime. And yeah, so why don't we go ahead and get turned down. I'm not sure, we don't have a really complicated card tonight, but there are a few little pieces to it. I'm going to hold on to you guys tightly. I don't want to drop you on your head. I've been known to do that. But I don't want to take too much of your evening. I am super respectful of your time and more than excited that you choose to spend it with me. So let's go ahead and get turned down. We'll talk about, let's see. We'll talk about, hi Anna, how are you? Welcome. Thanks so much for coming and hanging out with me tonight. Let's see if I'm in a good place. I never know. I'm still getting used to our wide setup and I don't know, I forget about it every time and it's so foreign once I turn down because we have, you guys, this is a huge glass mat under here and it's like 24 inches wide and we have the whole 24-inch space. So it's so weird, so funny to me. All right. In terms of announcements, also, if you are new here, welcome. And of course, if you're old here, welcome. I am just excited to have you here. In terms of announcements, I only have one for you. Let's see. Monthly card class is coming up. I will be announcing that soon for March. February's class, the registration is already closed for that class. So it's going to be coming up next weekend. Oh no, I'm sorry. I take that back. Registration is open until tomorrow. I'm a little bit ahead of time. We moved class ahead a week. Yes, yes. So there is still time. If you want to take monthly card class, registration closes on Friday, February 16th. And you can find the information for the monthly card class right here on my business page in the events section. And I think I might have a link in the comment section above as well. And the other thing is, I keep telling you guys week after week because I'm excited about Celebration. But Celebration is a promotion by Stampin' Up! Whereby you can earn free products from this little brochure just for shopping. So it is in $50 increments. And then there are also some incentives if you want to host a stamping party with your friends. And there are incentives if you want to join and purchase the starter kit as well. Some pretty cool things there. So if you need a brochure or a catalog and you don't have a demonstrator of your own, make sure that you leave me a comment and I will make sure that you get one. All right. So let's pull out the Flight and Airy. Have you guys seen this? I can't remember if I showed you the designer series paper, but we're going to take another look at it now because these little birds make me so happy. This paper is so beautiful. I don't know what it is and why I'm enamored with it, but I do have to fully disclose that I am. It is a free choice in the Celebration brochure. So look at these little birds. Look at those flowers. I don't even know how to, they're like watercolor. I don't know if it's coming over for you as it is the way I see it, but really, really beautiful choice of papers here. My favorite thing is that they included Pretty Peacock. And there is like that bright pink, the bright pink flowers that you see are Bubble Bath. And I haven't seen that a lot. Let's see, we might have seen a duplicate of one of the designer series papers. Oh yeah, here it is. We've seen this one twice. Look at these birds. Aren't they the cutest ever? Cute, cute, cute. So we're going to be using this designer series paper and we're going to make a cute, fun fold card. So I'll flip over. Let's spread them out so I don't have to go through them one by one because you don't want to see me do that, do you? And I'll just kind of show you what the reverse sides look like. Can you see all of those? There we go. All right, so we are also going to be using, I needed sentiments, so I pulled out, this is another Celebration stamp set. This is the Softly Sophisticated, and I'm going to pull some sentiments from here. They're pretty straightforward. I think I'm going to use the I Really Appreciate You and the Hello There. And then my favorite dies, the deckled circles. Anytime I have an opportunity to use those, I do. So let's go ahead and get started. Let's talk about what I am using. This is Flirty Flamingo. So you guys look, there are a lot of little pieces here, but this is a pretty easy project tonight, easy peasy. We have a Flirty Flamingo card base. It's 8.5 by 5.5. We've scored it at 4 1/4 to create a card base. Look at that little bird. We have a little fussy cutting to do. We're not going to do a whole lot of fussy cutting, but if you guys have the opportunity to search online the Flight and Airy designer series paper, you will see some really, really cool projects out there. So we're going to fussy cut one of these birds. I think I have four whole birds to choose from. So we have that piece. We have a piece of designer series paper. So I chose the reverse of that large bird, I believe. Yes. We're going to be using the reverse of it. So There is some flirty flamingo and I think some calypso coral. So this is 5 1/4 by 4. We'll be using that. And I found this little bird and we might use him. Isn't he cute? I'll let him sit here and look at us while we're creating. Okay. And then we have a 5 1/4 by 4 piece of basic white. This is regular basic white. Our basic white comes in 2 thicknesses. It comes in thick basic white, which you would use if you're using a white card base. And then I use the regular basic white for almost everything else. Die cutting, stamping, all of those wonderful things. So that having been said, I have another piece of basic white here. This is the thick basic white. And as we are creating, you'll see why I chose it for this piece. But this piece of basic white is 5 1/4 by 4 1/4. And I'll put it a little closer so you can see the score mark. So this is the 5 1/4 side, and I've scored it at 2 inches. And then a couple more pieces here. We have the deco circles, which I talked to you about earlier. Hi, Michelle. Hi, Julie. Welcome. Welcome. Thanks for coming to hang out. I'm so glad you guys could be here. So we have one in the flirty flamingo and then a basic white. So as you can imagine, we'll be doing a little bit of stamping here, but we're also the fussy cut bird we're going to put there. And then finally, I have 3 more pieces of the designer series paper. This is 1 by 4. I'm going to use that same pattern, maybe. I may have cut it wrong, so I might have to cut it again. We'll see. And then I have another piece that is 1 3/4 by 4, and then one that is 3 by 4. So this is a coordinating pattern. These 2 pieces of designer series paper should be different from these 2, and you'll see why in a minute. All right, so let's decide where we're going to start. Let's start with our card base. That's always a good place to start. So the largest piece of designer series paper, remember this is scrap, we're going to cut our bird out of that. So I'm going to set it aside for a moment. And then our card base is a book fold, so it's going to open right to left like a book. Is that right? Yeah, from the right side to the left side. Yes. And right on the front of the card, that piece of 5 1/4 by 4 inch designer series paper, we're going to put that right on the front of our card. So I have my Stampin' Seal Plus, my adhesive of choice, because it's strong and easy peasy. We love tape runners, don't we? If you are an avid card maker or scrapbooker, paper crafter, we love our double-sided tape. All right, and then let's go ahead and I'm gonna grab, while we're here, the piece of 5 1/4 by 4 1/4 basic white, that thick basic white that has the 2 inch score line. I'm going to slide this to the side for a minute and bring in my bone folder because I want to fold on that score line and give it a nice burnish so that it lays flat. And then I'm going to grab the 3 by 4 piece of designer series paper. And we're going to open this little flap and adhere it right here. There are some really pretty papers in that paper stack. So you have lots to choose from if you have this designer series paper already. And if you don't, like I said, celebration is going on now. We're at the end of it. It will go away after February 29th on Leap Day. So if there's something in that brochure that you super duper love, this is a good time to get it. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Michelle. This paper is so gorgeous. I don't know. I just love those birds. And I think I'm ready for spring. That snow really shocked me today. Oh, by the way, I don't know if any of you have been seeing blackbirds, like hundreds of them. I don't know what is happening, but today I was on my way home from work, and one of the streets that I had to pass covered, I don't know, maybe ravens. I don't know. They're really big blackbirds, and there were so many of them. Let me know if you guys have seen that. I don't know what to make of it. I've been seeing them in different cities too, even. All right, so now we have the piece of 1 3/4 by 4 of the coordinating pattern of designer series paper. So can you see what I'm doing here? So this is like a little folder with a short front. So we've covered the inside, and then we're going to add this piece to the outside. And there we go. All right, the next thing we're gonna do while we're at it, and then we'll set this aside and we'll do a little stamping. Oh, you know, we can add the inside as well. We can do that. No, let's stamp first. I'll behave. All right, so we'll take the little folder that we created. Make sure that your card is facing in the right direction. So this little additional card is going to go right in the center of your card front, right on top of that larger designer series paper. Okay, so we're just going to turn this piece over and add some adhesive to the back. So because I have extra designer series paper here, that's why I chose the thick basic white. And we're going to be adding some more pieces to this little folder that we have on the front. And I'm just kind of eyeballing it, leaving what appears to be an even border. Uh-oh, gosh, I bent that around all of the sides. So far, this is what we have. We have this little guy and then this. All right, so let's go ahead and put this aside, and we'll work on some of the other pieces we have. Oh, here's our little bird. He's watching. Let's put him here so we don't lose him. We'll let him continue to watch. And then we're going to do some stamping. So I actually have, I don't know if I pointed this out earlier, with the deckled circles. Not only do I have the larger one in the Flirty Flamingo, but I have 2 basic white circles that, this is for the inside of our card, 2 basic white circles that are the same size. So we're going to stamp a sentiment on one of them, and this one will have a sentiment and the bird that we fussy cut, and then we're going to layer it on the larger one, and then we'll grab some dimensionals and do some assembling. That having been said, I am going to bring this. I brought a few colors of ink out. These colors are so soft. I wasn't quite sure what color I wanted to stamp the sentiment in, but I think now that I'm looking at this, this might be the, let's turn around here. I think this is copper clay. Is it copper clay? Maybe. We also have pecan pie. Oh yeah, for sure it's copper clay. Okay, I just made an executive decision. I'm going to use the copper clay. I wasn't sure, so I brought out several colors, but I think the copper clay is going to work best. So now let's go back to the Softly Sophisticated. You guys saw the celebration choice. You can use any stamp set with the sentiment that you want. I just chose this one because it's simple. It's simple, and it was on my desktop. But the hello there and the I appreciate you are the sentiments that we're going to use. They are thank you. They're the clear photopolymer, so mounted onto the acrylic blocks, you'll be able to see right through at what you're stamping, so you'll have a little confidence there. And I'm going to start with the hello there. I'm going to put it right near the bottom Let's kind of see. Okay, so again, I'm going to use the copper clay. There's not much, but I think this is a good color, a nice contrast for the sentiment, since we have so many light colors going on with our card. I was afraid to use black. I thought that would be a little bit stark, so I was on the fence, but I think this is going to work good. Okay, and we'll stamp this right down. Here's our sentiment. Oh, it's gorgeous, gorgeous. We'll put that aside. And then our inner sentiment, again, it's going to be the I really appreciate you. We're going to follow it right up. Tap, tap, tap on the ink pad. We're going to follow it up with the copper clay. And right in the center here. Okay. Very well. So you guys, that's all the stamping that we are going to do on this whole card. So we're done with stamping. I'm a little afraid. I felt my fingers hit the ink pad. So I'm a little nervous about that. All right. So let's go ahead and put this one aside for a minute. There's a little trick about assembling these and putting them together. So this hello there, we're gonna, remember I said we're gonna fussy cut a little bird. You know, I might grab, let's see, you see that bird right there? I cut it off, but looking at it, I think we need that. Let's see if we can find a larger piece of that designer series paper. I think we need, oh yeah, here we go. This is it. This is it. I kind of like that. I like that bird matches a little bit better. And I think we'll take, gosh, there is a little chunky one. I love that little chunky bird. And these two, let's see. I think, oh gosh, indecision. This is hard. They're so cute. Let's go with this one. Turn my card around to see which direction it'll be facing. This is what I'm gonna do because I am indecisive right now. Which bird do you think we should use? I kind of like the right facing bird because of where I'm going to place it. I don't want it to look wonky when we add it to the front of the card. Like if it's looking to the right, I don't want it too close to the right edge because that might look a little weird, and vice versa. Our sentiment is going to go in the center, but yeah, I still think I like this one. Okay, whew, you guys. That was a tough decision. All right, so we're just going to fussy cut this little bird out. It's too bad that there are not dies, even though this is easy enough. This will take like maybe a minute to cut out, but I am a fan. I'm a huge fan of designer series paper and dies that coordinate. I love it. It makes my life easier, I should say. I don't know about easy, but it makes it easier. Also, if you notice, I think we talked about this before recently, maybe even last week, how when you're fussy cutting, I like to leave a little bit of white border. And as I'm cutting, I'm actually moving the paper and not the scissors. And the cutting goes a little bit more quickly when you do that. Most of the time. Most of the time. All right. So here's our little birdie, our little chickadee. And we're going to add this bird right to our die cut that we stamped on. We're going to put the bird up with Stampin' Dimensionals. And you see the bird is hanging a little bit off of the top. And maybe if we had chosen the chunky bird, which I really love, she would have fit right on that circle. But let's go ahead and grab a couple of dimensionals. We're going to put them on the back of our bird, and then maybe we should actually let's adhere the two layers together. So I'm going to bring in that Flirty Flamingo deckled circle. Let's put these two together first, and that way I don't have bumps when I'm running my tape runner over top of it. That makes a little more sense. All right, and we'll just layer these two pieces together. And then we'll go ahead and take our little, oh my gosh, you guys. Look at how cute. Let me show you. That's looky. Thank you. Isn't that so cute? That bird. Look at, you see how many birds you can cut? You have 2 pieces each of 6 designs in that pack of designer series paper, which means that you have 2 12 by 12s and all of those little birdies that you can use. All right, now to finish the card, we are going to, so here's our card, and our little bird sentiment layer is going to go right in the center. We need to be careful because we only want to adhere it on the left side, I think, as it's facing you. So we'll only want, and we're going to put it up on dimensionals as well. So we only want dimensionals on that one side. So I have it here. When I'm ready to adhere it, I'll just flip it over so that we have them in the right direction. But before we do that, for placement's sake, our sentiment mat is going to go right in the center of the inside. So if you're recreating this card, which the video will stay here on my page, so you can refer to it as often as you would like to, we're going to put this right in the center so that we know where to put the outer layer, right? So that we completely cover the inside sentiment mat. Does that make sense? So now I'm going to turn it to me because I'm not a great upside downer. And if we want to see this in the right orientation, the right direction, I have to have it towards me. I'm just not good at upside down. All right, there we go. And then again, remember, so the hello there, that's the side. I'm going to flip it just straight up and down and put the dimensionals on this side. So I'm going to be just a little cautious, and I'm going less than the exact center. Does that make sense? So I'm imagining this is the center line, and I don't want to cross that line. Kind of like when you were a kid. Did you guys ever play that? I don't know if it was such a game. I remember that when I was little, the kids that were sometimes not so nice, they would put a stick down, or they'd touch a line, a crack on the sidewalk, and they'd dare you to come across. So they would have a reason to hit you. Yeah, that's not a nice game. But anyways, yeah. So we're imagining the line here, and then we're going to adhere this right down. Let's grab all of the adhesive backing off. Thank you, Julie. Thank you so much, Beth. Beth, you just ordered this. Oh my gosh. So beautiful. I love this paper. I have another pack. I have another pack in reserve. And so I hope to use it up. All right, so remember, I'm just kind of placing this or positioning it so that we cover that inside. So you see this? We kind of have a double card going on. You see that? So there's the little front card, and then we'll open and we'll see our inside card. So speaking of which, let's go ahead. Oh yeah, so remember I said I didn't have the presence of mind when I first cut this. It is definitely directional. Can you see that? And what we're going to do is just add a cute little, I'll add a cute little, I don't know what you call it, decorative mat here towards the bottom. It's one of my favorite things to do aside from covering the envelope, which I think we'll do that as well. So yeah, let's go ahead. This is not the right orientation, so this is going up and down, which you could do too. If you cut a longer piece, you could put that border right along the left edge and adhere it to the inside of your card, or the right edge, which I'm a huge fan of, usually the right edge, but this time I wanted it at the bottom. So let's take a look. We're going to have to cut it. Like I said, I noticed that at the end it needs to be landscape, and I didn't cut it landscape. So it's 1 by 4. I'm just going to turn this right around with all of the paper on my desktop. Close your eyes, you don't want to see my mess. And then I'm just going to cut off a 1-inch strip here, right along the bottom. Oh, I felt it shift a little bit. There we go. Right along the bottom. And then we'll turn it around and cut it 4 inches. And this time it is landscape, I hope. Maybe that's just how it is. I cut it landscape and really it doesn't look that much different. Maybe it's my eyeballs. So we're just going to go with it. We're going to go with what we have. Okay. Yeah, it doesn't look much different, I don't think, than the first piece. So I think those flowers are just willy-nilly. They're willy-nilly. All right, let's grab a little bit of double-sided adhesive. And, you know, I didn't pull an embellishment out for this, but I could look and see. No, let's decorate the envelope. I think that would be more fun. So we will have to cut a little bit. All right, so if you wanted another sentiment, or this is a place that you can write a handwritten note to whoever will get this card, we're just gonna leave it blank. I'm a fan of that until I know who will receive the card, and then I can decide what I wanna say inside. There we go. Oh, lovely. Isn't that the cutest? Matchy, matchy. Thank you guys so much. Thank you so much. All right, so let me show you how we can make an envelope. I think if you hang out with me often, oh, you know what? Our little bird. We forgot about our little bird, didn't we? I was going to stick that little bird here. Let's see. I just wanted him to sit right on top of that. Let's do that. See if I can get away without using the liquid glue. Yes, we can't leave our little birdie. He was so good. He was patient and he watched us complete the card. So we have to give little birdie a home. Uh-oh, let's make sure we have him grounded. We don't want him floating around in the air. There we go. Oh yeah. All right. So finally, let's go ahead and we'll decorate our envelope. To do that, you need a 2.5 by 6 inch piece of designer series paper and a basic white envelope. So let's grab an envelope from our packet, because matchy matchy is really fun. And let me just double check. Yeah, so we need a 2.5 inch by 6 inch. So let's decide. I want it to look landscape. Remember, I had that thing where this looks directional to me, but when I cut it, not so much. These are willy-nilly flowers, but to me they're going up this way. So we're going to cut them landscape. Remember that. And then we'll cut this at 6 inches. I'm confident that's what it is. And then to cover your envelope, we'll add some adhesive to the back of the envelope, the back flap, I should say, and then we'll cut around it. So let's do that. So I'm actually going to add the adhesive to the envelope flap. It's flat too, in case you were wondering. There we go. I'm kind of liberal with it. And then I'll just kind of go off of the top edge. Let's do it this way so I can see what I'm doing here. That's kind of sticky. Let's see. So I'm going to line this right up with the top edge. I want to make sure it's hanging slightly over both sides. There we go. We'll give it a nice rub. And then we'll open it up and we'll cut away the excess. Here we go. Go super quick, but this is a really nice way to personalize your card and make it fancy smancy and matchy matchy. Like I said, which I'm a fan of. There we go. All right, so here's our envelope and here's our card. What do you guys think? Cute, right? Thank you. Those little birds are so cute, and I love the matching envelope. I think I may mail this out tomorrow. I love it. So remember, our focus today was on the Light and Airy Designer Series paper. I have cut a lot of it, but we have these cute birds. It is a free Celebration choice. Don't forget that Celebration is still around. In fact, next week we are going to wrap up Celebration. So I have a couple of stamp sets and more designer series paper that we haven't seen. More than likely so that we can keep it condensed in an hour time and we're not here all night next week creating. Some of the projects I'll create ahead of time and show you, and then we'll do maybe 2 or 3, at least 2 we'll create together while we're here. So Light and Airy 12 by 12 designer series paper. It's in the Bration Brochure. Oh, we're going to see this next week too, that Cradled in Love. We haven't seen that, so you guys will be seeing that next week too. We're just going to wrap up Celebration. But the Flight and Airy, I don't know if I call it Light and Airy, it's Flight and Airy, is on page 6 of the Celebration Brochure. And then any sentiment that you want, of course, because we're focusing on the designer series paper, you can, if you have the Softly Sophisticated, this is also a Celebration free choice. It's in the brochure as well. All right, so let's go ahead and turn the cameras up. I'm going to hold on to you guys tightly because you guys are my favorite people. I don't want to drop you on your head again. Let's do this. There we go. All right. Also, if you want to hang out with me on I think it's the 26th of February at Monthly Card Class. In Monthly Card Class, it's via Zoom, or you get a full color PDF if you'd rather work independently. But if you want to come and join us for a Zoom, you'll make 8 cards to each of 4 designs, and I'll mail you everything that you need. I do all the die cutting, all the punching, and everything you need. You just need stamps, ink, and adhesive. And so reservations or RSVPs are still open through tomorrow night. All right, you guys, thank you so much. Thank you, Nympha. You guys have a fantastic weekend. I hope you had a fantastic Valentine's Day. I forgot to ask you about that, but hopefully it was good. Have a great weekend, and then I will see you back next week, and we will have several projects as we wrap up Celebration and get ready for new things. All right, you guys, have a fantastic weekend. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.